to replace my bit again and then finish this up. And then this process will be complete for today. Alright, so I folded all the edges up, I deburred them, and then I taped my binding strips on it with metal tape, and I did that all the way around the edges, and I've just kind of hand bent it to flare out, and it's a pretty good fit, I think. So it has 5-inch tall sidewalls, which will hold bedding in very nicely. So now all I have to do is finish putting this together and then cover any big gaps with hardware cloth, which shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, I'm finishing this. I have to put hardware cloth on this side right here over this part because I'm out of connectors that would hold these where they need to be. I need to put some across the top here, and then around this door on the edges. Honestly, just this edge and the bottom. The rest of it, and a little bit right here. The rest of it's fine. They really can't get out. And I might add another latch here to hold this a little more snug. But that's how it's looking right now. Oh, and I think possibly this, I need to measure it and just see. I don't think it's big enough anybody can get out, and I want to wrap that in just a little bit of metal tape because that's a broken bar. But yeah, I'm almost done. I'm very excited to put everybody in it. There's going to be that little shelf is going to go here so they can stay in there when I open the door. And this is going to be for my main boys, and I'm very, very excited. It is a little bit wider than my bin cages, definitely slightly taller. I can actually put a wheel in it if I want to, which is pretty thrilling. This was definitely a labor of love. In the future, if I was going to do this, I would do it completely differently. I would not buy one and refurbish it. I would just buy one in good condition and hardware cloth over it, because this was so annoying to do. I also would not do these in small panels. I'd just do it as one big one. I did each one individually, which has killed my poor hands. You can't even see that they're so dry. I put lotion on them like 6 times yesterday, and they're so dry they feel stiff. So I'm gonna make sure I put my gloves on today. This is what it's looking like, and I'm so happy. and I spent all week now filing off rust, still missed some, wrapping it in hardware cloth and making it safe for my rats. I still have a little bit of work to do just to make it more functional for us. Like I ran out of my binder spines. I have some on order, they'll be here tomorrow, but I need to cover this. I need to cover down here, and I need to do the same on these. But it is safe to use. They can't get out. I spent 3 days wrapping this. And I wanted to show you where I'm at. I do need to add a few more little platforms and perches and stuff along that back corner, but I can't get to them at the moment because bin cage stack. So we'll do that in a minute. So let's start at the top. We've got a scarf hanger going this way. This is one of my crocheted, let's go this way. Crocheted ropes, rope net things there. There's a hammock here and back there, and a chew toy. I need to put some bedding in the basket. Little perch there. I need one more there, one here and here. There's also a basket here and another little perch right here. So I need something here and probably something here. And then when this door is closed, I keep catching that hook on there. There is a little platform that goes there. I'll probably put another thing here as well. So that's how that cage door goes. Then down here, I've got several on the door, which fill this gap here, like so. I've got another scarf hanger here. Their little buckety protein container. Some platforms here, and a little green sticky doodah there. House, another platform. There's another little toy to climb on, and a little leaf ledge, hammock bridge, a branch, leaf ledge, and tree branch. So that's how this is set up. There are 4 water bottles. I scatter feed, so I need to put and use foraging toys, and I need to put those in, and then it's all set. I'm actually going to take the ones off the lid and put those in. The toys are hung. I added that little ball, put some pelleted litter there. Put hay here because I don't have any more pelleted litter at the moment. Added a platform back there. Added one here. And there. I think I've covered all the bases. So now I have to just put food in for them. Be all precious. Good morning, cabbages. He's just so tiny. Like everything I put in is so far. They even put nesting material in the little orb. Gosh, that's adorable. Look at that. There's nerds. So there's 5 up here. That means everybody else has to be. Yep. In the log, and Couscous needs to wash his face. It's not blood, it's snot, because he hasn't washed his face yet. It's okay, Couscous. We're gonna focus on this face over here. Look at him. He's so cozy. Potato, are you comfy? Are you so comfy? Look at that happy boy. Oh, so cute. Oh, there's the boggles. Lastly, we have Ingles. So this bin is going to go inside the cage in this middle area. Also, let me just share with you the irony of DIY, because I bought this because it was cheaper than making new bin cages, but because of everything I've spent in time and this stuff, I don't think it was actually cheaper. It was definitely the same price as making bin cages. But this is gonna go up here in this top area so that I can actually keep bedding in it. Because right now there's a bath mat, which works, but it's not really the best. And I don't have very many of them since I use them in my playpen. So that's gonna get fastened to the bars with nuts and bolts and washers and held in place, and it's going to take up a good chunk of that so that they have an extra whole section of floor space, and it will make it a little easier for me to fall break it in 2 parts. But then I also got these guys. I'm going to drill holes in and use them in here as well to put a little bit of pelleted litter in, and they will go in various places. So I've got 3 of these longer ones. Look how nice that's going to be. It takes up a good chunk of space. That's pretty true to size. So those will be great. I like the clear ones because I can see my rats. They do tend to get scratched, but these are really thick. They're made for kitchen organization, which is funny. I guess I'll organize my rats with them. Bought this from Lowe's. Thought I was recording and I wasn't, because I want to put that bin in place, and I realized that I accidentally made a mistake and I wired the hardware cloth and the lid to the outside edges. You can see that here and here, and I did that all the way around. So now I can't actually remove the lid in order to clean the top level like I wanted. So I have to cut all of those and redo them. I could not find metal zip ties. They did not have any, which is very frustrating. They save me so much time, and they hold up really way better. But you know what? It is what it is. I'll make it work. But now I have to cut all these different wires, which is why I have that spool of wire, because this is what wrapped the outside of the hardware cloth roll that I bought. So I don't have any more of that. So I bought some new so I can fix this. Then I can take this piece off, add my bins in, and I bought the bolts and stuff so that I can drill holes in the bin and fasten it to the cage bars. I should already have wing nuts that match this. I hope I have enough, but we're going to make do with what we've got, because I do not want to spend any more money on this project if I can help it. So this is a plan for later this week to work on, and I'll keep you guys updated. This is the last of the saga, but I think I'm done with this cage layout, and I'm done with the refurb, so I'm going to show you what I've done. I had to cut about 20 different connecting wires to do this, but I made the top so that you can unlatch the top with these rabbit cage latches, and I hinged it with metal zip ties, so this lid can now fold all the way down, which is wonderful. Right now, if I do that, it touches the top of that and rests on it, but then I can access from the top to do anything I need up here, which is great. I added this really big bin in. I did have to cut 2 of these edges off to get it to sit flush against the bars, but if I had bought longer bolts, I wouldn't have needed to do that. But I didn't think about that adding depth, and so I cut it off with my Dremel. Initially, I was using my tin snips, and it was cracking the plastic, which is also why it has the metal tape around the edges. There's 2 bolts in this side, and then there's actually 3 there, but one's behind that toy. I did make holes to add an extra one for support if I needed it, but I didn't, so I've just got those 5 holding it in place. Then I bought these, which are in my what I bought for the rats video, and fastened them the same way. They've also got bolts holding them in place, and that's just to create a bigger fall breaker for little cabbages, because he's just so tiny. So the top of the cage is all set up now. It looks like this. It's a storage container, and it does indeed have a hole in it here so they can climb in and sleep. I figured since they liked that so much, perhaps they would like this, and I was correct. They've been sleeping in it quite a bit. But because it's clear, it's like almost invisible in the cage, which is funny. So this is the top of the cage. And it's really funny because I kept thinking, I don't need any more platforms. I finally have enough thanks to these. But I think I used almost every one when setting this up, so I still need some more. Excuse you, you're dripping water. That's very rude. All right, so then the bottom looks like this. I did rearrange it a tiny bit. And this is open because I just did this video up and down for TikTok. So they hop from here to here. over to here or over here. Either one's fine. There's little perches along this edge so they can get to their little hide here. This one's dirty because all the shavings from up here fall into it, but that's fine. It's a ledge. It'll be okay. This is their lower half of the cage. And then because that shelf is no longer in there, there's no wire to fasten things to. I'll probably eventually just stick some command hooks to the bottom of that container. But for now, I'm using these like gardening chain things, which it doesn't want to focus on. These guys basically. Or these from Dollar Tree, and I put those across, fasten them so that I can hang stuff in the middle. Not that I needed to hang very much, I just really wanted that toy to hang right there, and it's done in such a way like it'll slide. See that? So that makes it a little more fun, right, Couscous? He says yes. Couscous, you're the cutest little cotton ball. You just are. Here's our other little cotton ball. Crunchip. Doing his little sway. Very normal. He just is trying to focus better because he can hear me. And now he's bruxing a little bit at me. Hi, Cornchip. Hi, cutie pie. You're so cute. I love your little sideways mohawk on your face. He's so fluffy. Look at his fluffy self. Aw. Hoping he'll make me some fluffy babies next month. So that's how it's all set up. If you have questions about anything, let me know. I did this in the absolute most difficult way possible because I'm a perfectionist with ADHD, and I thought, oh, if I mesh each panel individually, then I can take it apart for cleaning. But let's think realistically. How often am I going to take the whole thing completely apart for cleaning? Maybe once or twice a year, and I probably don't even have to take it apart. I think I can just pressure wash it because I have one of those soapy things that I can hook to my hose and it'll like foam the soap on it, and then I can scrub it with my automated scrubber or pressure wash it and it'd be good to go, and then let it dry in the sun. So realistically, I don't need to be able to take it apart. I just need to be able to get inside, which thanks to these doors and the top, I can do that. And if I had just meshed each of these shorts, they're short this way compared to the others, these sides in one panel, it would have saved me so much headache. But I had to be difficult. So technically, they can all come apart if I cut these little connecting wires, if I want to. But I don't really think that's going to help me much. So if I were doing this over again, my tips would be mesh each panel as it's assembled. Like assemble the cage and put the mesh on it. And then I cut out the doors, which was good. But I wouldn't use the offcut piece for the door in the future. I would cut a new piece so that it meets all the way around. They can't get out of these. I have checked. The gaps are just too small. But it would be better if it would look nicer if it was more fitting to the cage. Kind of like how this one is. This one, the pieces are bigger, and I like that better. And then I also definitely would recommend making the top into a lid in the manner which I did, which is to use the latches and something for a hinge. And I do want to get some more of these metal zip ties to put like 2 more in the middle for just some extra support. Sorry, my allergies are bad, but I think that would just be better. I just haven't yet. Home Depot didn't have them. So yeah, that's how it works. This is the cage. There are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rats in here. I think this actually is roughly the same as a Critter Nation. It's only a couple inches more narrow in depth. But keep in mind, I do have dwarves, and as a breeder, I do house at a higher stocking density. But I mean, even if I put more in here, there's still so much space. Like 3 of them are piled here, 3 are here, one's there, one's there. Like they're not using the whole space. The spacing that we recommend for pet owners is so that it's easier for them to clean. And I think this will definitely fit that bill for me as well. So that's how it's set up for right now. I'm probably going to make some different fabric bridges to go in here, just so that they have, like, I noticed they want to like pop up through them and they can't, so I think I might make some with some holes. I think that would be fun, but we'll see. That's a project for future Bethany to think about. Thanks for watching. Bye!